This video is an analysis of the poem "O Captain, My Captain" in easy language. For a line-by-line explanation, head to the blog post. The link is in a pinned comment. Let's begin. To analyze the poem, you need to be familiar with one concept: new historicism. This approach asserts that the political and social events of a time greatly influence a literary work. Therefore, rather than analyzing a literary work such as a poem, novel, or play in isolation, new historicism considers the broader historical or societal backdrop that may have shaped it. Now, we have to follow the principle of the new historicism to analyze "O Captain, My Captain." The historical context of the poem is Walt Whitman wrote the poem after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln played a significant role in the American Civil War. The American Civil War, 1861 to 65, was one of the most tumultuous periods in US history. Lincoln ensured the abolition of slavery and fought for the cause with determination during the challenging time. So, the ship metaphorically refers to the United States and the captain of the ship to Lincoln. The speaker uses these two primary metaphors throughout the poem. It is known as an extended metaphor, a literary device that extends over multiple lines or stanzas of a poem. The fearful trip of the ship refers to the nation's struggle during the Civil War. The poem gives the ship human-like qualities, describing it as a grim and daring vessel which brings the ship to life. It makes the ship more than just a vessel. The ship becomes a symbol of determination and courage. It means, despite struggle, the nation remained resolute in its course and achieved its goal. The country overcame the hurdles of the Civil War and came out victorious. The ship's struggle and finally reaching its destination mirrored the nation's own struggle during the Civil War. The speaker expresses the triumph by declaring that the ship has reached its destination safe and sound. They have achieved their goal of the expedition. In response to the success, people are celebrating, eagerly waiting and calling their captain's name. They are waving the flag, playing the bugle, and have brought bouquets and wreaths with ribbons for him. This scene of celebration is a metaphor for the collective joy and relief felt across the nation following the end of the Civil War. So, the celebration of the people suggests the rejoicing of the nation. Everyone feels elated, but the captain is silent. The celebration, however, holds a poignant layer of irony. They don't know the person for whom they are celebrating is no more. They are unaware that the person at the center of their celebration is no longer alive to participate in the celebration. Tragically, the captain has died. The speaker notices that the captain is lying on the deck, bleeding and dead. His lips are pale and still the captain cannot feel the speaker's arm. The death of the captain serves as another metaphorical representation of Abraham Lincoln's untimely death. The poem does not explain how the captain dies. We can only guess what has happened by reading it. However, this uncertainty is the opposite of the well-known historical fact it refers to. In a quick and surprising incident, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. This happened at Ford's Theater just after the Civil War ended. The repeated line, "fallen cold and dead," resonates with the tragedy of Lincoln's death. Seeing the fallen captain, the speaker attempts to wake him up. He offers his arm for the captain's head to rest on. The act of placing his arm beneath the captain's head can be associated with familial affection and love. The speaker calls him "my captain," "my father," "dear father," which indicates a personal connection. Addressing the captain in affectionate tone not only denotes a personal connection but also reinforces the strong familial bond. Such choice of words could mirror Whitman's own sentiments towards Lincoln, arising from his deep involvement in the Civil War. Whitman served as a volunteer nurse during the war, and the suffering he witnessed deeply affected him. He later documented these experiences in his work Memoranda During the War, 1875. The speaker's emotional intensity might accurately reflect Whitman's personal and overall sentiments during this stormy period. Even though the speaker really wants to help, it is clear he cannot save the captain. Just like Lincoln could not be saved, the speaker is shocked and he cannot bear the reality. The speaker wishes this dreadful scene to be a dream. In the socio-political context, the line, "It is some dream that on the deck," captures the nation's shock and disbelief at Lincoln's assassination. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and his dedication to preserve the Union proved his role as a determined leader. He was a beacon of hope for many, and the untimely death of Lincoln left the country in a state of shock and uncertainty about its future. The speaker in the poem shares this grief. While the people celebrate, the speaker does not join them because of the overwhelming mourning for the fallen leader. This emotion represents Whitman's sentiments towards Lincoln. It also mirrors the sentiment of many citizens upon their leader's death. We can observe it as a reflection of the larger emotional atmosphere of the nation. There was a sense of triumph and relief that the war had ended and a union was preserved. However, the assassination of President Lincoln cast a shadow over the victory. Many were elated at the end of the hostilities. Yet there was also deep sorrow and disbelief at the loss of a leader who had guided the nation through its most turbulent time. In conclusion, when reading "O Captain, My Captain" through the lens of neo-historicism, we can observe that the poem captures the national sentiment following the end of the Civil War. It serves as a eulogy for Abraham Lincoln. The poem reflects a nation in mourning. The poem is not merely about a captain and his ship. It is rather a reflection of the dominant cultural scenario in post-Civil War America. If you are curious about the theme and want a more detailed analysis, visit the blog post. You will find the link in the pinned comment.